How do you make your potato salad?
I boil my potatoes. I have to boil them with the skins on now, so which means that because I can't. Well, ideally you would peel them just like you were going to, fry them or anything. Just peel them, uh, and then put them in a pot of boiling water and cook them until they're soft, just like you would, and really soft, or just like you would if you were going to make mashed potatoes. And then pour the water off of them. Now we're talking about 3 pounds of potatoes, which is what most people make when they make it. You want to put, while the potatoes are still hot, and you have drained all the water off of them while they're still hot, you want to put about a quarter of a cup or thereabout of pure white distilled vinegar all around the top of them. Just ordinary household vinegar, not apple cider vinegar, nothing flavored, just plain white plain white vinegar that you use to clean the sink with. And uh, you can just leave them sit there and let until they absorb the. One of the key things to making a potato salad taste really good, though, when you cook it, is to put some salt in the water while they're cooking, because a potato will not absorb salt. It'll lay on the top of it or ruin it, but it will not absorb into the potato, and that's what makes them unique. So anyway, when they've cooled down enough to handle, you don't want them in refrigerated or whatever. You want them to still be warm enough to hold in your hand, but still warm. And then you want to dice them up in about, I like mine in about a nickel size dice. And then chop up some onion, white onion or sweet onion. I prefer sweet onion. You wouldn't want to use a red one, but
About a half an onion or a whole?
it depends. Well, about the size of a lemon. A good sized lemon. You want to, and dice it. You want to dice it relatively small dice on the onion, and you want to do about 2 stalks of celery. Same way, you want it in a small dice. Put your I put salad dressing on my potato salad, not mayonnaise, salad dressing, because the vinegar and the salad dressing will go together really well. If you put mayonnaise and vinegar together, it's a lot of people even put yellow mustard in it. I don't like that either, because you've got vinegar and yellow mustard, and the two of them, they just don't go together. Not to me anyway. That's why you kids always loved my potato salad. Everybody else did too, for that matter. But they wouldn't follow my recipes. Mine never tastes as good as yours. I said, did you follow my recipe? No, I didn't have any of this. And I said, well, then there you go. But once you get all of that in there, the onions, the celery, the potatoes, the vinegar, and the salt and pepper, don't forget the salt and pepper, and then the salad dressing, Miracle Whip.
How much of that?
Um, Actually, I usually start out with about if I'm cooking 3 pounds potatoes, I'll start out with about a half a cup, but what I use is to mix it is my hand. Now, and you can almost give it like one of these numbers. You don't want it to turn into mashed potatoes, but you do want some of the potatoes to be absorbed by the mayo and the dressing and stuff that's on it. And that's another thing, it'll make it taste creamy. You won't be eating lumps of potato, which is, I don't like either in a potato salad. I don't like it to have lumps in it. Mm-hmm. And I particularly don't want them to be any bit bigger than a nickel. And because if they are, then they have no flavor. You're just eating a piece of boiled potato. Oh, and you need, 3 pounds of potato, you need about 4 or 5 hard-boiled eggs. Make sure that they're hard-boiled. and do the same thing with them. You know, when they get cool enough to where you can hold them in your hand, but yet still warm, and then peel them and dice them in teeny tiny dots, and mix that, and take your hand and just mix that whole thing all together, and just kind of give it one ever so often. There's a fold it like this, and then squeeze, and then fold it like this, and then squeeze, and go all around. And then if it needs a little bit more Hellman's in it, then put it in there. You know, if it looks really dry, then obviously you need a little more Hellman's in it. But taste it. If it tastes kind of chunky and creamy at the same time, you're there.
Mm-hmm.
And when you dice your potatoes, though, be sure that they're not any bigger than a nickel, the dice. Because if you do, like I said, all you get is a big clumps of potatoes. And by the time it hits your mouth, it'll absorb all the dressing off of them, and then all you're eating is a boiled potato. And that's it. That's all you do.